How
Hi,
long
in
has it been
nutcases,
recording?
welcome back to the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. This time I got bored of talking to myself when I play this, so I have my lovely boyfriend on a call, and
Yep.
he's playing Fallout.
Hello. Yes, I am playing Fallout, specifically Fallout 4. I've been getting back into it recently. Personally, I myself prefer Fallout over Skyrim. We might be focusing a lot of discussion on that topic. So be aware that you might be in for some debate here.
Also, do you want to know which side I joined? I figured out which side to join. Not you, people.
The side where you kill everyone because they all suck.
Bitch, I wish there was a side like that. Like, if I could, I would probably just side with the dragons. But no!
Honestly, no.
Stormcloaks.
Imperial.
Because...
Oh, so you sided with the Stormcloaks. So once that you've been saying that you were going to side with since you started this Let's Play.
Shut up.
I'm just saying, it wasn't a surprise.
Oh, I don't have any active quests. Okay. Hello, Jagged Crown. Because I've never done I've never done any of this quest line.
Oh, there's a Vault Tech lunchbox.
Legit, I mean, I've never done anything relating to the Civil War. I've tried to avoid it.
What the hell? Why did... I found a Vault Tech lunchbox. You know, generally a lunchbox of such a type, you know, one of those little, like,
booby
metal
truck?
lunchboxes. You know, it's usually gonna be something that a kid would have had, you know, to, like, take to school with them or something like that. Well, the Vault Tech lunchboxes in Fallout 4, when you open them up, they give you a random piece of small loot.
Okay.
And this could be something really awesome or something that's, you know, just whatever. I opened this and I just want to know which parent decided that it was a good idea to give their child glue for lunch, because that's what I just found. Like, you know, sometimes I find stuff like, you know, maybe a fork or something like that, and that makes sense. Give them a fork so they can eat whatever was in there. But why glue?
You did this city a great service by
maybe the
catching that
lunchbox
killer.
was
Well done.
deteriorating. Also, babe, when I was so proud of defeating the, like, getting done, with blood on the ice, why didn't you tell me there was a part 2?
What?
The, like, Jack the Ripper quest. In Skyrim, in Windhelm.
Last time I've only played that quest once, and I glitched it, and so it never worked. So
how the hell did you glitch it?
I didn't glitch it. The game glitched because it's a Bethesda game. But yeah, you're just like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it does. It makes too much sense.
Oh fuck!
That's the problem.
There's another dead body! I caught the murderer, though! I caught the killer! I know I did! There's another dead
the killer
body!
Was actually you. No, it wasn't. But what if it is? I have no idea. I really don't have any idea. But,
why is there another dead body?
So, I hate to rehash this discussion since we already had this discussion while you were not recording.
You mean
or
cooking?
Not actually recording an episode. But we were discussing who would win in a fight, the sole survivor or the Dovahkin. Now, the first one to pop to mind would probably be the Dovahkin, magical powers and all, you know, But I would argue that the sole survivor
Why?
would win.
Why? All of these people are mourning this dead body. I am going to take it.
Yes.
And
My favorite drinking buddy. Let's get some mead.
throw it off of the bridge. Like, I will walk with it to the bridge, to the College of Winterhold from Windhelm, and I will chuck it into the darkness. Please don't mind me. Nord overrun. Windhelm. I'm just carrying a dead elf chick's body. Is there a place I can dispose of this thing?
Oh, actually, you know what? Here's a good question for you. I've never found something in the game that allows me to. Granted, I haven't really played much of Skyrim in the grand scheme of things. But is there any way to allow the Dovahkin to fly, even for a limited amount of time?
Probably.
Because the reason I bring this up is because
I mean, it's probably a shell.
One of the final upgrades you can get for power armor is a jetpack. And why
that'd be a bitch.
Well, yeah, we're already talking about a suit of power armor that at base stats, I believe, not full stats, base stats,
could whoop my ass.
can resist like 1,250 damage or something like that. From melee damage or projectile damage, and 750 damage from something like a lightning spell or a fire
Granted,
spell.
you would kill my current build in like 3.5 seconds. Okay? That's how wimpy it is. My sneak is at level 74, and the next highest thing I believe is my archery, which is at 38. What? I've been sneaking everywhere.
Really, when it comes down to it, looking at their stats, I would say that the sole survivor would win. However, we can't necessarily say that's true, simply because I also believe the sole survivor starts at 200 health, and the whereas the
I could try to find my fur.
Dovahkin starts at
You
100
could,
health, I believe.
you have my
I could be
YouTube.
wrong.
You could look at my first Skyrim video. I know it's out by now.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm sure. No, I definitely go into my inventory.
It'll probably show it somewhere. I can also just start up a game of Skyrim and check stats that way. But the reason why I bring that up is because there's, first of all, more factors that go into stats in Fallout. Not a lot more factors, but stuff like the fact that, unlike Skyrim, and one of the reasons I don't like Skyrim as much, is the fact that Fallout has base stats. It has your special skills, your strength, your perception, your endurance, your charisma, your intelligence, your agility, and your luck. Endurance,
so you like Fallout because it's more like D&D. In a sense.
I mean, well, that's true. Yeah, I do like to have more control over my character's build than you get in Skyrim. Because in Skyrim, you know, when I wanted to do the Companions quest line, I did warrior stuff, and I was perfectly fine with that. Then I wanted to do a Thieves Guild, and I had to be sneaky, and it was light
I've
armor,
heard
and
your beef with the Dark Brotherhood.
but what I'm saying is that in Skyrim, unlike, and well, Fallout is
This blue stuff
to an
is 2 days
extent
old,
the
and
same.
honestly, it looks like a bottle of cyanide that my ex showed me. Should I drink it?
I have no idea. Probably not.
Like, I know exactly what it is, but it does look like cyanide. It's a very
Well, if you know it's safe
What
to drink,
is
then drink
behind
it, I
me
don't know.
to hide from? Sorry, my
But
sneak
see,
just
because you don't
increased.
have those base skills in Skyrim, as soon as you want to switch which class you are, you can do it like flicking a switch. There's no working
perks.
towards a different build.
Yeah. The fuck is that up there? Is it moving? Is it me? Oh my god, it's Windhelm. It is a goddamn statue of Talos. And it scared me. Sorry. Continue with whatever you were saying.
Whereas in Fallout, when you start your game, presented with 5 major skills, your special skills. And you have to choose wisely because they will determine which perks you can get, and while you can level up your special skills later in the game, and while I would say that it's handled much better in New Vegas, it's still one of those things where what your special skills are set at will determine your character's build. If you're a high agility character, but low endurance, you want to go for stealthy because you're going to get your ass kicked in a straight up fight because you have no health. But if you're high strength and high endurance or something like that, then you're much better off going for a more warrior
fighter.
kind of build. A fighter kind of build because you're basically a tank. Now, what does kind of upend that, and while I do appreciate the mechanics of power armor in Fallout 4, I can also understand why they can pose a problem, is that as soon as you get in power armor, even if you're built to be a stealthy character, you're not going to be a stealthy character. Once you get into power armor, you're basically a walking tank.
That does not sound fun.
It actually is, because, like, you can get out of it at any time, so you're not going to have issues with I don't know how to describe this correctly.
Sorry, whenever I think of power armor, I just immediately think of the prawn suit from Subnautica.
Now, power armor
And I know
is
that's not
still
what you mean.
pretty much the most powerful armor
Wolves! What?
in
Oh, good,
earlier
I have a
games,
bow
such
clip.
as Fallout
Die.
3 and Fallout New Vegas. But unlike Fallout 4, Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas strictly control when you can have power armor. In that, in order to be able to use power armor, you have to get power armor training. You can't just find a suit of power armor and use it. It won't let you.
Sounds good.
And in Fallout 3, it's given to you pretty easily if you just go through the main quest line, because as soon as you meet for Brotherhood of Steel and they let you in, they'll give you power armor training. However, in Fallout New Vegas, there's still only one faction that can give you power armor training, and it is the Brotherhood of Steel. But unlike Fallout 3, the Brotherhood of Steel is not nearly as present. They are in a secluded valley, off of their own little bunker. They don't interact with the world. They don't do things outside of their bunker. So you have to really work towards it. Earn their trust.
That sounds more fun than Skyrim. Because, before I elected to destroy the Brotherhood, there's a chance you will randomly get attacked by the Brotherhood. The Dark Brotherhood.
Yeah, I was confused for a second there.
And I got randomly attacked. Like, gameplay immersion, that sort of crap.
Mm-hmm.
By a Khajiit, nonetheless. Sorry. But by a Khajiit. Fun. If that's a bear, I'm screwed. Actually, wait, I have Lydia. I'll be fine. But, like... yeah, it helps with immersion and stuff, but at the same time... well, that had never happened to me before. If I didn't destroy the Brotherhood like I did, I would probably, honestly, be attacked right now. They just shove quests in your face in Skyrim. And
oh, they do that in Fallout 4 too. It's a Bethesda thing.
Dude, have you heard of the pushiness of the motherfucking Dawnguard and the Alakir and just companions? Like,
have you heard of Preston Garvey?
Okay, fuck that, you win.
Yeah, I do. Because you start to get tired of Preston Garvey's quest when you've heard another settlement needs your help for the 600th time. Because it's not... and there's quests like that in Skyrim to some extent. There's fetch quests and stuff that are randomly generated. However, they're not nearly as prevalent. Whereas in Fallout 4, the settlement system means that it can randomly generate various different types of quests to help out your settlement, be that helping a settlement for the first time. That generally is something where it's like taking out a group of super mutants or a group of raiders that have been terrorizing them, and you have to go to their settlement, talk to them, and then go over to the raiders or super mutants in a different area and wipe them out. There's quests where you build a settlement from the ground up. Those are actually pretty fun. I like the settlement building system.
Why is there a dark elf attacking Lydia?
And then there's the defend quests. And once you have a fair few settlements, the defend quests will start coming up. And defend quests, those are fun, because basically you go up to Preston and he's like, another settlement needs your help. And so you go over to that settlement. And you set up a couple of turrets, and then raiders or super mutants will attack. And you have to defend it. And it's usually not a long fight.
What the hell?
Well, this is something that's cool. It's not necessarily something that I would say is necessarily always
What
good.
armor?
Is that,
oh my god, I love this guy.
if you wait too long to do a defend quest in Fallout 4, it will roll the dice. And the funny thing is, no matter how much you've beefed up your defenses in a settlement,
It will
The roll
fall.
of the dice is always going to be the same chances of winning or losing. So you can have the best defense in the world, but you still have a 50% chance of that settlement losing the battle if you're not there. You
Also,
have
can we
turrets
just
lined
discuss
up.
why in
Oh.
Skyrim, if you have a bow and it's drawn, you literally move faster? Like
I have
normal walking
no-
speed if you're over encumbered. And sneaking if you have a bow drawn. What the actual shit, Bethesda?
All ready to get up? No, you aren't, because there's more raiders. I have enough stim packs. I'll stim pack you two. Now, the reason why, so if we're looking at those stats, those base stats, let's say you pick average endurance. So you have average health. That's average endurance is going to be a 5. Generally, I believe you should start out, if I had to take a guess, probably 150 or 200, but I could look it up.
Alright. Then look it up. I got time to kill. I'm sneaking across Skyrim to the place of the Jagged Crown quest.
I'm trying to find something, but it's harder to
Proving
find something
difficult.
like this than it is.
What detected me? What detected me? If it's...
So let's go to Escapist
Oh my
Magazine.
god, a mud crab scared the crap
certification
out of
tips.
me. Oh, that's a gigantic mud
Your
crab.
special characteristics. The first thing to know when creating your character is that you'll be able to make adjustments before you leave the vault. In other words, your initial options are not set in stone. Once
Why
you leave
is
the
the
vault,
mud
however,
crab
your
as big
character
as I
draws.
am? I've also promised to all of the people that are watching that I will begin to use fast travel and not sneak once my sneak is like fully upgraded. Because it's just such an easy thing to level up if you have the patience.
Okay. So I found the equation to determine health in Fallout 4.
Okay.
Fallout 4's health scaling formula is 80 plus endurance times 5 plus level minus 1 times endurance divided by 2 plus 2.5.
Fine.
I have no idea how to read that or understand it, but if we go to
So basically, what you mean is if your calculations are correct, you start out with like twice the amount of health as the Dragonborn.
exactly, that's what I was getting at first. However,
And therefore, all the damage and stuff, to make it fair and level the playing field, would pretty much be halved. Maybe.
well, that's possibly accurate. I'm not completely sure, and I'd have to do more math. And there's probably
And
a
you're
video
not a
on
math
YouTube
person.
already that there's probably a video on YouTube already that explains it in much better words and better detail. To be honest,
Much
But
better
yeah,
words.
basically it's
Why do I keep firing these arrows?
But yeah, basically, Fallout 4's health model is about double that of Skyrim.
Yeah, or you like have to double all of my stuff.
Yes, however, I would also note that there's a good reason for that.
Different
And an argument
different thing.
for why you shouldn't be changing the health scale between the two games when comparing them. And that is, Skyrim is a fantasy RPG based around weapons such as swords and bows. Whereas
And shouting and
Fallout
magic.
is a sci-fi
Don't discount my
RPG
probably two favorite things to do in this game, okay?
and Fallout
I'm sorry,
is
but it's amazing to
sci-fi
just
RPG.
unrelenting force someone and have them fly halfway across Windhelm.
It is. It is.
No, Falkreath, because then you can just fast travel somewhere else when the guards start to kill you. After you've killed all of them, of course.
Whereas Fallout is a sci-fi RPG based around guns that are, and we're looking at ballistic weapons and energy weapons. Ballistic weapons are obviously bullets and stuff like that, you know, a standard rifle.
Yeah, and energy
stuff.
weapons would be like
Energy
plasma
weapons
guns.
are laser weapons and plasma weapons. Now here's the thing. If we're looking at damage within the game, plasma weapons are probably one of the most powerful, definitely the most powerful energy weapons in the game.
Why? Why
If
am
we're
I headed
looking at-
towards a dwarven
If
thing
we're
and a
looking at the
giant
level
camp?
of damage they actually do to characters.
And a dragon
in the
net!
world,
Why? Map, why must you hate me? Skyrim, province
If
of
we're actually
Tamriel.
looking at
Why?
the level of damage they do to characters in the world, considering the fact that a plasma weapon can completely liquefy a super mutant behemoth, we're looking at something that realistically, in order to do that, would be firing a projectile that is about the same heat as the center of the sun. Obviously, that's not true within the game world, because if that were true within the game world, you would fire a plasma weapon once and destroy the entire Commonwealth all over again.
Yep,
But
and probably the entire
it's
planet.
just interesting to note.
I forgot there
because
was an
now-
auto walk feature.
If we're looking at it from that perspective, we're looking at something that, yeah, no, it would just completely, if we're actually looking at it from what it would do realistically, based off of how it visually destroys things in the game, we're looking at something from that would legitimately wipe
I
out
do
Skyrim.
not need to encounter you, giant camp.
A single shot.
Leave me alone.
Even just past that, we're looking at someone with medieval weapons and magic, yes, as well. But primarily medieval weapons and armor. Going up against someone with...
There's a giant nearby and now I'm scared.
Going up against someone...
Because my sneak increased.
With the power of the atom at their fingertips. And I would argue that the person who has
What about conjuration?
small nuclear bombs is probably going to win.
True.
However, because here's the thing.
But you did say that in a long, drawn-out battle, you believe that the
In a
Dovahkin would win.
In a long, drawn-out battle, I think it will be much more fair, to be honest, is the thing. The Dovahkin has certain abilities that will degrade armor and health from the Soul Survivor over time. That's the main thing, though. In a long, drawn-out battle...
a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. In a long, drawn-out battle, yes, the Dovahkin has weapons at their disposal.
The Dovahkin has the advantage
do
there.
More damage, possibly.
Ooh, strawberries.
However, the Soul Survivor has weapons at their disposal that can do more damage immediately. And that is why they would win, is because
What detected me, oh god?
the Dovahkin
it's
has
only,
stuff like Mark for Death,
like,
and it'll completely degrade
the most annoying enemy
even the
in the
most
game.
powerful armor that the Soul Survivor has at their disposal. However, the Soul Survivor could also just pull out a Fat Man, use their VATS targeting system to precisely and incredibly quickly target the Dovahkin and shoot a nuclear bomb at them.
Yeah, suppose that is true.
And then just stimpack their way through whatever effects the Dovahkin had hit them with. And Skyrim, that's the thing with Skyrim, is that the most powerful things don't do damage immediately. They do damage over time. Whereas in Fallout, the most hard-hitting things do damage right away. It's just, I can't do this now. There we go.
Well, they're also marketed towards slightly different people. Not enough to really be all that noticeable, but definitely different. Because
that's
I noticed
somewhat true, and I can see that.
that, like, Skyrim,
Now,
yeah,
here's the
you
thing.
start literally almost getting beheaded, and then a dragon jump scares you and makes you shit yourself halfway up the tower in the tutorial in the first, like, third of it.
Yeah, and yet that is the most engaging part of the entire story.
But it is the most active part of the story.
Yeah. Whereas Fallout tends to have a slow build-up to a huge finale. And
I mean, I've never actually
Fallout
played
tends
Skyrim all the
to
way
have-
through.
seriously, I have. Well, all the way through the main story, at least.
So I don't know the main story's ending, but I'm assuming
The
it's an
main
over-the-top battle
story-
with Alduin.
I mean, interestingly, and here's here's my core issue with Skyrim when it comes straight down to the numbers. The final fight with Alduin, you're facing off against, by stats, one of the weakest dragon enemies in the entire game.
Honestly,
And
not
only
the
that,
the
but you're
dragon
facing
that
off against one
happens
of
near the
weakest
Western Watchtower
dragon
in
enemies.
not Riften, Whiterun. Literally,
It took
that
me
is the
longer
hardest
to-
battle I've had yet.
That battle at that watchtower is more difficult than the final boss fight against Alduin.
Seriously?
Seriously. The most difficult part of the final quest in the main storyline isn't the fight against Alduin.
Is
It's
it
a
like
fight to get to
actually finding the squirrel? Scrolls? Not squirrels.
No, the scroll was actually a couple quests before that one. No, when you finally go to face off against Alduin, the hardest part of that entire quest is getting to Alduin. Once you're there, without too much spoilers,
You know what really depresses me? Honestly, a little. I think your Dovahkin is, like, your, not Dovahkin, your... whatever the language of the dragons is called, I think your accent for that is better than mine.
Fusrota! Anyway, no, once you get to Alduin, you're facing off against, by stats, one of the weakest dragons in the entire game. And yet Bethesda decided they needed to give you 3 extra companions to hit the final boss with.
3?
They decided, yeah,
Who?
2 or 3. You get 2 or 3 extra
2
people
from the
to help you with the
quest,
fight.
and... Because 2 would be from the quest, and then 1 would be a personal choice, if that
No,
makes
no,
sense.
no. The final boss fight, because of where you end up going to face off against Alduin, the final boss fight, I do not believe, though I've never kept companions in Skyrim, so I couldn't say for certain. I don't believe you can take your companions with you to the final boss fight. So I just don't remember if the warriors that help you in the final battle have 3 in their number or 2 in their number. But either way, we're talking about a boss fight that's already easy, and they decided that you needed help.
Like, are you including the DLC dragons? Like, the skeletal dragon from,
Why would it matter if I'm including
because
skeletal dragon
the skeletal
weaker?
dragon fight on, like, when I did it on Xbox was honestly kind of a bitch. Also, how the fuck do I get into Corvayon?
So, I'm going to deconstruct that a little bit. You're arguing that the Alduin fight isn't the easiest boss fight in the game because a different dragon that you fight in one of the DLCs
I'm not
is really hard to
saying
fight.
that. And
No, I'm not
saying that.
No, just how you're wording it. You're saying that you're asking if I've counted in other boss fights
Like, I'm
that you've
asking
already
if
admitted
you've
are harder.
rated in the DLC things because their stats. I don't know.
Plenty of them are Nords, same as
DLC enemies tend to be harder than base game enemies in general, simply because they're designed for players who have already played the main game. So they already have a high level character. So
Bitch,
but if we're looking at that, even then,
the
if we're
Dragonborn
talking
quest
about
line starts when you're like level 5.
yes, but
take a man and put him down.
like
Attack on my signal.
if Fallout 4's DLC structure is anything to go by, it's the Dragonborn questline is still designed for higher level players.
It is. Which is why I hate the fact that it starts at level 5. At the very least, I would say start it at level 10. As opposed to, like, automatic,
no, see,
auto-starting
the
it.
reason why I'm questioning why you're asking if I'm including those
I don't
numbers
know,
in
honestly.
the calculation is because if I'm
Because
talking
that
about
would make him
this
weaker. And technically,
Exactly.
those dragons and stuff
enemies in the game when it comes to dragons
would exist
why would
even
I
in the non-DLC modified game, because they are built not necessarily into the main game's lore, but they are built into the lore of this game.
yeah well
Also, I wish Solstheim wasn't a DLC place. It's really awesome.
you know Solstheim is the only place that you visit in
Dragonborn? Questline?
in two different DLCs from two different games. It's also in the DLC for
Isn't it,
Morrowind.
like- Oh, huh. I also have no idea where my Stormcloak allies went. Granted, they've probably gone ahead and killed everything that needed to die at this point in time. And yet, I'm lollygagging, and apparently the Jagged Crown is still, like, they're waiting for me, and
Quit your lollygag.
it's
I
really
don't know if
kind of
that's what he
sweet.
I don't like the look of this. Perfect spot for an
Oh wait, it's no lollygagging.
2-1. They're just waiting for us on the other side.
But there isn't any other way through.
Is it okay if I make a really horrible joke?
Then please, be my
Is it
guest.
too
We'll
bad
be
for you
strolling on
two?
in there. We'll stay here and
That
watch your-
depends
Not so
On
sure.
what?
Oh, then perhaps we
on
round them.
whether you want your video to be monetized.
Flooded. See if you can find
But you've already dropped the F-bomb a few times, so it's already demonetized. So
Yeah.
oh
hi there, Imperial. You need
no,
to...
when they say
Don't give them a chance to warn the others.
are you familiar with Konosuba?
Huh?
Are you familiar with the show Konosuba?
No.
Ah,
I don't like this. It looks like it could have Draugr. Honestly, they're more annoying than these whiny Imperial
Ruby's
bitches.
not a good example because there's none in that one.
Yeah, I've definitely given up monetization at this point.
You're familiar with what a lolly is, though, correct?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So now, imagine in that light, the guard coming up to you and saying, "No lollygagging."
They're like, dude, there's visible cringe on my face cam right now.
That's the point.
Is it bad that
Okay,
I
so
have,
anyway.
like, extremely sticky fingers when it comes to dungeons and
Past
stuff
that-
in Skyrim?
the main thing that I would note when it comes to Fallout, and with anything made by Bethesda when it comes to their big open world games,
It's not nearly as open.
exactly.
Is that a chest over there?
With every single game that's come out since Fallout 3 at least, although I would say probably since Oblivion. Granted, I haven't finished Oblivion, so I don't know how accurate it is within that. But within everything from Fallout 3 all of their releases up to Fallout 4, granted that's only 3, Fallout 3, Skyrim, and Fallout 4, but every single one of them
Advertises an open world. And then...
No. They do have an open world. They do. I mean, when it comes to an open sandbox to explore, they're really good at making one.
They really are.
I mean, Fallout 3's Capital Wasteland, Skyrim, Fallout 4's Commonwealth, every single one of those is a great sandbox to explore. It's really fun to just find things.
Are those gigantic Charis eggs? Because if they are, I want to know now.
With every single one of those games.
Oh, that's an
And Fallout 3 is the chief. That is definitely the prime example of this big lie. But every single one of these games is guilty of it. They advertise that you have the power to choose to be anything.
And then
you're funneled down a strict linear path
to one thing.
with little to no choice at all. Fallout 4, I would argue, is the only one of those games that has any level of choice that actually affects the world in the long run in the main quest line. Because Fallout 4, at least with Fallout 4, you can pick between 4 different factions to side with, and each one of them won't have a huge effect on the Commonwealth as seen in the game, at least. Although within how the canon and the lore works, I'm sure it's much bigger. They just don't like to program that stuff, you know, because that would be too hard. But because I mean,
I am very happy
original,
right now, though. The Stormcloaker going through and killing all the
in my
Draugr
original
for me.
playthrough of Fallout 4, I chose to side with the Institute. Because, I don't know, I just decided to side with the Institute. I know that makes me sound like an asshole to anyone who knows anything about Fallout 4. But, that was my gut instinct at first. Was to side with the Institute.
This is interesting.
Technology. And once I sided with the Institute and I took down the Brotherhood of Steel, every military checkpoint around the map was manned by Institute synths. This time I sided with the Minutemen. Now every single military checkpoint is manned by Minutemen.
And that sounds kind of annoying.
It's really not. There's not a lot of them around the world. But
Also, babe,
it does show, yes.
So a Imperial soldier landed in death in an awkward position, to say the least, and I cannot look up their skirt tunic things.
Okay.
I just thought you would like to know this information because you seem obsessed with Imperials.
Okay.
And it's really disturbing because they have a butt. You can clearly see that their models have a butt. And then you look, and there's, like, nothing. I don't know.
Now, with Fallout 3, I'd say they're the most guilty of advertising choice and not giving you any. Because the main quest line in Fallout 3 has you going down one strict linear path, following to find out where your father is, then helping with Project Purity, and allied with the Brotherhood of Steel. And there's really no choice in what you do, even though there's two clear-cut factions within the game. You can only side with one of them. And what it ends up making, it really ends up making you feel like you're not the protagonist of your own story. For the first part of the story, you're following your dad around. You're just following his footsteps.
That sounds... I haven't completed it, but that sounds a lot like something that I would... Like, that sounds a lot like the vibe that I got from, Oblivion. Also, so...
Then in the second part of the story, you're taking commands from the Brotherhood of Steel, and they just tell you where to go and what to do, and you just do that. And that's
how many
really where the story
times?
ends.
How many times do they use this Golden Claw wall?
See what you can figure out, Unblooded.
Oh, the claw doors.
Let me know if you find
Ebony Claw. What the hell is the Ebony Claw? Where is it?
You gotta find it. That's one of the only things about the dungeons that I like in Skyrim.
Please
Come on.
tell me! I'm over encumbered and I'm sneaking.
I don't know. I don't know where it is.
You would need it if you sided with the Imperials.
You realize that the last time I played that game was 6 months ago, and on that playthrough, I didn't even touch the Civil War questline.
Fine.
I have
guess
not
I'll just
touched
go
the
through
Civil
and
War
raid every single
questline in 2
urn.
years. I have no idea where anything is. But then, at least with Fallout 3, well, advertised choice, it became very clear very quickly that you had no actual choice. The most choice that you got was doing the odd side quests. But I feel like Skyrim is a prime example of how not to do choice. You get 2 factions at war, and neither faction seems overly good or bad. They both just seem like they're kind of pointless.
I had a bitch fit about this exact thing in an earlier episode.
And you end up siding with whichever one has a cooler outfit, generally.
Yeah, Stormcloaks.
Or, you know, if you're doing your second playthrough, you're like, well, I guess I'll side with the side that I didn't side with the first time. But after you finish the Civil War questline, you know, you expect some sort of change in the world. And
Other than who patrols where.
Exactly. Yet, when I played the first time and I sided with the Imperials and I wiped out the Stormcloaks, there was just remnants of the faction in scattered camps around the land of Skyrim. I would go into a tavern and I'd talk to a guy and he'd talk about how awesome the Stormcloaks are and how they're winning this war. And I was thinking like,
No,
the
they're
war's
not.
been over for months. I completely wiped out the side that you're rooting for. You realize that, right? There's nothing left. And that is really what I think the problem comes down to in Skyrim, is the fact that it gives you a choice between two pointless factions and then rubs it in your face that it was a completely pointless choice by not even having the NPC interactions change at all.
Yeah.
Granted, we're also talking about a game that had like
It's
15 voices, and that's about it.
yeah. Honestly, like all of the Nords, this guy. Most of the Dark Elves, this guy, and the Nord guy. All of the women,
Exactly.
yeah, we can use like the same two people for that. Greybeards, why not get Tiber Septim back in the shit? Cause honestly, for as much as I love this game, it's hysterical.
Honestly, the biggest fault of Skyrim is the fact that it's so thoroughly average.
You've said this before.
I know.
Damn it,
But
why
not on
can't I
video.
find this ebony fucking flaw?
And really, if I had to pick any Bethesda-style open-world game, if I had to pick
One to
any of
erase?
these games that advertises a first-person RPG experience with the power to choose how you want to live within this world,
Honestly, The Evil Within is better
I
at
would-
it than Skyrim.
I would say that Fallout New Vegas is the best one. And the funny thing is the one game in this entire discussion when it comes to Bethesda-style open-world first-person RPGs, it wasn't made by Bethesda.
Wow. I'm getting fed up with having to walk all over the place. Hello. Ebony
Just walking through the ruins of
Claw.
Boston and like jumping on things, like my entire life right now is just me walking around Boston with my two companions, Heather and Kate, and just like jumping on things. Ooh,
I wound up,
what the fuck is this?
cause the Blood on the Ice quest, this one dude requires an amulet of Talos or something. And I wound up actually being too lazy to go out and get it, so I spawned it in. Also, I just noticed something about the quest arrow in Skyrim that really fucking bugs me.
Jesus Christ. Okay, that's it. I'm taking some Radex. Maybe some more Radex? I don't know if Radex affects stack. I hope they do, because I am taking a lot of rads right now. I mean, that's to be expected when you jump into an irradiated pit. But, you know, A lot of rads. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just being annoyed at this. Okay. It is apparently found in the Hall of Stories, near the dead bodies of 2 Imperial soldiers, or Stoneworm cloaks, depending on which side you sided with. Oh my god, the claws have the code on them! How did I not know that? Babe!
Why does a merchant just have Radix, Radaway, and Stimpaks? Huh?
Why? How did I not know that the claws had the codes on them?
What?
Like, the puzzle door things. The ones you need the claws for. The claws have the code for the door on them.
How many hours have you spent in Skyrim?
11-1.
And, question. How did you manage to not figure that out in 111 hours?
And that's only on PC. Not counting 360
no, seriously, though.
or the special edition.
Did you just play process of elimination on those doors?
Maybe. I mean, that's what I did for the first one. And then the next time I decided to play through because my old save got, like, lost or something. I had the quest booklet, and I knew what it was from prior experience. And then the Dark Brotherhood just kind of called my name. Like, I kind of miss Shadowmere, because I can't have Shadowmere now. Or the Dawnstar Sanctuary. The liquid I just, like, completely finished. Though, in shadow, definitely looks like, cyanide.
I'm just...
And I'm kind of just...
actually legitimately just so seriously confused. How you managed to do that?
It's called I never really needed any claws. I just spend time dicking around with the side quests, usually.
Dungeoneering is so fun, though.
Scared to death of Draugr, okay? They're like the easiest things ever to kill, but I'm scared of them. Oh my god, they have hair!
You would have such a hard time with feral ghouls in Fallout 4.
It's really just that when I was like 13, I got ambushed by like a ton of Draugr wipes. So
no, but seriously, we're talking about
Kings and Successions? Even I can't be caught unawares?
We're talking about a difference in the, like in Fallout New Vegas, which is the one you have access to now.
On PC. Which might actually help with the nausea thing, because I can turn the contrast on my screen down, which makes it a tiny bit darker.
You know, the feral ghouls stand around, and when they're attacking you, they run up at you and they hit you. But in Fallout 4, they'll just like be laying on the ground. You think they're dead, and then they get up and they launch themselves at you.
I would die. Have you seen my first Skyrim video? Have you seen my reaction to, like, legit, pretty much the only actual thing that's meant to be a jump scare in this entire game? I would straight up die if what you're talking about happened. Probably.
But see, the funny thing is, you're talking about jump scares. You can get so powerful in this game that enemies no longer jump scare you. You jump scare them. Or at least that's how I imagine it.
100.
Even though raiders will come at you with full Qs when you're wearing power armor.
Why are they that stupid?
Because they're raiders.
Oh, right. Now, where the fuck is this claw? Here are the... Oh my god, it's right there. I stood on it. It's really pretty.
That looks like some kind of claw from a statue. I wonder what... Look out! I wouldn't do that again, unless you know for sure it's going to open.
Okay. Time to inspect the claw, because now I know it's secret. I believe it's under... No, it'd be key. No, it's not a key. It's not labeled as a key, and it makes me sad. Let me see your foot. Wolf, dragonfly, other thing. I don't know what the other thing is.
Looks like the door will open if we turn these rings the right way.
Oh, the other thing's a dragon. Unless there's 4 things. No, there's only 3. Also, this is making me believe slightly that I'm Leo.
The claw that might show how to open this door.
Because of that one scene. You there? Or are you done with my shit?
I'm here, I'm just focused on talking to a character in my game.
Job.
Oh, wow.
All right,
I really love the puzzle doors.
tell him we'll find out.
Auto walk is now on and my bow is drawn. Because for some reason, I'm really fast with it drawn. This looks like a Dragger boss fight room. Me no likey.
Way to get that gate open.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
No shit, Lydia. I do too. She just goes, I've got a bad feeling about
Find anything
this.
yet?
Oh, right. Okay.
How's it going, Unblooded? You find anything yet?
Why do you keep calling me unblooded? I'm not a damn orc. I'm a prissy little kitty cat. Who's like human size, but you know. Sorry, Nord size. Babe,
Mm-hmm.
do you know what the difference between a Nord and an Imperial is? Because, like,
Keep looking, unblooded.
I know they give different
As
buffs and
as I
Stuff,
recall, Imperials are
like lore-wise.
as I recall, Imperials are like a subrace of Bretons. Whereas Nords actually came by ship to what is now known as Skyrim from a landmass to the north of Tamriel.
I don't like that the magic light went on. I'm not sure it's magic, but I cannot see its source. It's a torch. And there's a door with a pull chain, and I do not like this. Sorry for all the weird little whimpers. I really don't like this. Wasn't there a wall here?
See a lever anywhere.
Okay, that guy just gave me a hint that it's a lever. Also, you don't look dead. You're dead now. You didn't.
Unblooded. There's got to be some way to get that thing open. How's it going, unblooded? You find anything yet? That's done it. All right, boys, let's get we got more. Steady now. They may be ugly.
I love how I'm just picking off the Draugr from literally the same spot for every single one of them.
Come on. Let's see what's
And they're just keeping to attack this one guy. Also, oh, one of my comrades died.
Do what I want, bitch. I do what I want.
Yeah.
This giant ass sentry bot, which is basically like just a really powerful robot with like machine guns and shit, and is
That
one of the
gives
more
me
powerful robots of the
flashbacks
game.
of
I've got your back.
just said stay off the grass. And so I looked around and I realized that there's only one area that it could be talking about, a little area surrounded by hedges with some grass in the center. I jumped over the hedge, got on the grass, said, I do what I want, bitch. And it just did nothing.
must be around here somewhere. Spread out. Keep your eyes open.
Somewhere. How about on that guy?
Careful.
It's a Dragger Scourge! Why'd I hit it? Why'd I hit it?
I don't know. Why did you hit it?
How do I shout? Because I know I have a shout equipped. I've gotta have a shout equipped. What shout do I have? Also,
You know what's the worst part about Skyrim, though?
what?
The constant and incessant re-releases. Like, it's absolutely absurd.
It is. I can wear the jagged crown. I can wear the jagged crown. I can wear the jagged crown on my pretty little kitty cat face. Oh no, if I give the crown to Ulfric and actually finish this quest, then I won't be able to wear the crown. Will I? Will I?
Oh, shit. I don't know. I assume
I can
probably
spawn in
not.
a duplicate.
Okay.
But I don't want to. Oh, I don't want to. Oh, there's a chest here. Okay, it's an apprentice. I unlocked that chest for a little bit of elven armor. Word wall! Babe,
Mm-hmm.
I have a, I may have developed something due to this game that I am not proud about.
Okay.
But I feel like I did get the video taken down if I said it. So I will tell you after I am done
Okay.
recording, which will be very soon because as much... Actually, wait, I can wear this thing right now. my carry weight is. So, I'm zooming out so I can see what it looks like on my pretty little kitty cat face.
Hey, call me back when you're done with your recording, okay?
Okay. I am... Oh, I don't want to have to give up the jagged crown. Oh, it's so pretty on my kitty head. I'm probably gonna walk straight into death. And I know I said I wouldn't fast travel, and actually, let me just... do that so that I am able to, because this has run longer than I wanted it to. By any means. So I told him what I wanted to. And the cursor did its thing.
Guard might get nervous. A woman approaches me.
The cursor did the thing. I am so sorry. Please, your Jarlness, equip it.
Burials I've already dug into Whiterun. Damn him. That old bear was right. Did you... That's the spirit. I'll get all the details from Garmar when he gets back. Now then, I'm glad you're here. I have a message I need delivered. Deliver this axe to Balgraf the Greater. If he keeps it, I will bide my time. If he returns it to you, it means war. Men who understand each other, often there are, but Balgraf will know my meaning. Yeah, keep your wits about you. The Jarl of What?
Okay, God mode turns off when I re-enter. And with that, I am going to end this. I'm gonna end this video. So, thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.